everybody, welcome back to Baruch A'Havat Israel, KOLLEL in San Diego. Very happy. We're going to be finishing the 7th parak today and moving on to the 8th. And then we're only going to have the 8th and 9th left. As always, like to REFUAH SHELEMAH and the נישמת, my great grandfather who I was named after, Getzel, הלוי, and REFUAH SHELEMAH for my current grandfather, Violetta Bat Dorah. May he have a full recovery from this learning that we do. May it be Schwarts for him and for His Tzadik. So we're almost done now. We're almost done with the 7th chapter, and we have the 8th and the 9th left. Okay, yesterday we were speaking about Zimun. We were speaking about how to say it, what to say when you say it. We're speaking about who's Chayah in it, who's not. Somebody who ate Demai, Hektis, Meiser Rishon, those are good. Even a person who's a Kusi, remember a Kusi is a person that converted due to fear, but we consider it a good conversion to Judaism. Oivdik Chavim, non-Jews are not allowed to join in a Zimun. And a Zimun, again, is 3 people coming together to praise Hashem when they eat, after they're done eating their meal, and they say Berachas Hamazon. Used to be that one person would say the Berachas Hamazon for everyone, but now, like kind of like in a shul for a chazan, but now it's different. Now we say it all by ourselves. So the final 2. So yesterday we spoke that you need 3 to have a zimun. We said also that it's a chiyuv, that you can't get out. You can't. So according to this, you're not allowed to leave a situation where there's 3 people. You want to leave the situation. You can't leave the situation when you all eat together, because you're going to be breaking up that obligation to say it together. Say there's 4 people, v'chein arba, v'chein chamisha, 4 or 5 people. Then you cannot break it up either, because it would be uneven, and you would have 4 people would be 2 people there, 2 people there, or 3 or 2. Shisha nechalkin adesara. So when it comes to 6 people, if you have 6 people who ate a meal together, they're able to split up and make 2 separate zimun, because you have 3 and 3. That can work, and that would work up until 10, because any number after 6, it would be split up. It wouldn't be split up evenly, but it would be split up that you have to have at least 3 people to make this zimun up until 10. So 4 would work. 4 you can't split up. 5 you can't split up. Obviously 3 you can't split up, and 2 you don't have anything. But 6, 7, 8, 9, and 9 up until 10. We're going to explain 10 in the next one. You're allowed to split them up, because say you have 9, then you would have I don't know, I'm not so great with math, but I mean, you could do the different numbers. You would have, with 8 you would have 4 and 4, 5 and 5 and 4 and 9. So that's all fine. Those are able to be split up and make 2 separate zimuns. They're allowed to do that up until 10. So when it comes to 10, we spoke last time that 10 has a different. Once you get to 10, you say a different version of the Berachas Hamazon, of the Baruch Shechan B'Shalom. You say a different version of it. So when it comes to 10, you're not allowed to split up 10. So from 3, so 4 to 9, you're allowed to split up the groups and make 3 and 3. But when we hit 10, you're not allowed to do it up until 20. Once you get to 20, then you could split it up again and do 10 and 10. But 15 wouldn't work. None of those would work. Seemingly it should work, because say if you split up 15, or you split up 14, you would have 7. I guess because you have the 10 already. Since you have the 10 already, then the 10 should do it, and the rest wouldn't be okay. But it seems a little odd. But over here it says that you can't do it. You can only start splitting it up again from 20. So 10 and anything in between 10 and 20 cannot be split up. Yeah, so if there's fewer than 20, then they're not allowed to split. Once you get to 20, you could split up again and make a group of 10 and a group of 10. Okay, so the final Mishnah now for chapter 7. Shtei chavuros shehu oichlos bebayis echad bizman shemiksasan rayin elu es elu hare elu mitztarfim lezimun. So we have a case where we have two groups of people that are making a zimun. Two, they have three, or whatever number you want to say. You know, one has this, one has that. So in a case where they are able to see each other, one's in one room and there's a little, then there's it's not split up, there's a little archway and into the next room and you could see them. Those people can join in. If you're able to see them, they're able to join in your zimun, because they don't have, it seems as though they don't have to switch rooms or anything. As long as they can see you, then it's fine. And you could let's say we got 5 in one and 5 in another, and you could now finish it and make a 10 group altogether, which is much better than 5. V'im lav, if they're not able to see each other, in mizamin la'atzma elu mizamin la'atzma ve'elu mizamin la'atzma. So they would, if they're not able to see each other, but they're in the same house, but there's a door blocking them, and they're not able to see each other, then it's not okay, and they're not able to join together. They would make the zimun each one in their own room. I wonder what a glass door, if you could see through, I wonder what that would be considered. If it's just it seems over here they're speaking just about seeing. So if you're able to see, if there's just a glass door, then you're still able to see them. But I don't know exactly. It says it says royin, so it says the word to see. So that's, I guess, what okay. And the final halachas has to do. Now we're going on a little bit of a separate topic. I mean, it's not really. It doesn't seem so connected, but it could be connected. This next part, because yayin is a very big factor in. It's something that's like bread in the sense that it can cover, it has a special bracha and all these different things. So it could be connected to birchas hamazon, but seemingly it's a little bit different than what we were talking about, because now we're going to be talking about wine. So it used to be back in the day that they would have the wine was much stronger. So whenever people drank their wine back then, when this was around this time, it was they needed to dilute it. They needed to put more water into the wine, so that way it can be drinkable. Because apparently it wasn't drinkable. It was just, I guess, it would be way too bitter. So according to that, the question is what bracha do you now make on it if it's not? We had a Mishnah before that if something's not edible, we spoke about vinegar, all these things, that there's no bracha to be made. According to Rabbi Elazar over here, he says that you don't make your usual hagafen on the wine if it's not diluted yet. If the water hasn't been poured into it, again, the wine was very, very thick and much bitter back then. So people had to. Nowadays, this doesn't. You would say a guffen on probably most wines. They're made to be drinking, to be able to drink it. So what bracha do you make? Rabbi Elazar says that you actually keep with the bracha, because it's so thick. You keep with the bracha of I guess it would be ha'etz. Whatever bracha you make on grapes, which is ha'etz, then you would make that even on this wine that's so thick, if it hasn't been diluted. The Chachamim say that no, you stick with the bracha of a guffen, even though it's not diluted, and it's still so thick, because they have this concept that there's another drink called kariyate that is like it's wine with raw wine mixed with honey and spices. So that could be that you could drink. So that's what the Chachamim say. So Rabbi Elazar says no. If you have wine that's too thick and not diluted, you're actually going to say ha'etz on it, and the Chachamim say you're going to say hagafen even though it's not diluted. Okay, so we finished the 7th chapter. Next week we're going to be going on to the 8th, and then hopefully the 9th, and we'll be be able to celebrate and we have a really good, joyous occasion. Thank everybody for listening, and make sure you go to nesatorah.org, share the shiurim, watch the shiurim, learn from them, maybe take notes if you really want to get involved in it. And thank everybody for listening. Have a great Shabbos.